12 notes in Hindustani music, 16 notes in Carnatic music, knee 2, knee 3, what is the confusion? It all ends today. Hi, my name is Karthik Sekharan and today we'll compare the 12 note system of Hindustani with the 16 note system of Carnatic music. So let's go straight to the point. Now, why on earth does Carnatic music have 3 re, ga, dha and ni, whereas Hindustani has 2? This is the question that confuses a lot of us, and today you are going to get the answer for this. Let's look at this table. Just a simple count of how many notes are there in the 2 columns will tell you that there are 12 notes in Hindustani music, whereas there are 16 notes in Carnatic music system. Now, let me tell you in the beginning itself, this is the precise reason why there are 10 thats in Hindustani and there are 72 Melakartas. Thats and Melakartas are the parent ragas, the parents from which a lot of Janya ragas are derived. So, Hindustani has 10 thats and Carnatic has 72 Melakartas. It's because of the 12 note system versus the 16 note system. But wait, hold on. If you look a little closer, the R2 and Ga1 in Carnatic is the same as R2 in Hindustani. It's just named differently, okay? Let's look at the Ga. Ga1 is named Ga2 or R3. Why on earth will you call a Ga, a Komal Ga, R3, right? Hold on. Look at the Dha. The Dha2 is also sometimes called Ni1, man. And the Ni1 is sometimes also called as the Dha3. What on earth is going on here? Sonically, they are the same. If you do a frequency analysis of what is the frequency in hertz of R2 from Hindustani versus R2 or Ga1 in Carnatic, it is going to be the same. So, what is the difference between R2 in Carnatic and Ga1 in Carnatic? They are sonically the same, but they are rendered differently. This is how they are rendered. Let's switch on a Tanpura. So, R2 will be sa re, sa re. The re that you find in Bilaval or Shankarabharanam, the major scale. Sa re, right? So that was R2, whereas Ga1 is rendered as an oscillation between the R2 note, which is Ga1 now, and the immediate next note, which is the Komal Ga in Hindustani terms. Sa ga, that Ga. It is rendered as an oscillation between those two, like this. Sa ga, sa ga, sa ga versus sa re, sa re, sa re, sa ga. That's the difference. Now let's look at Ga1 and R3. Now Ga1 in Hindustani is the Komal Ga, which is sa ga. And now if you think about it as R3 in Carnatic music, it will be sa re, sa ga versus sa re. It's again an oscillation. That Gamaka is very important. So that's what I mean when I say that they are sonically the same. It's the same frequency, but there's an oscillation. There's a Gamaka in Ga1 Carnatic, R3 Carnatic, Ni1 in Carnatic and Dha3 in Carnatic. So now let's look at the names. So how are they named? While we know in Hindustani there is Komal and Shuddh, and except the Ma where it is Shuddh and Tivra. So how are they named in Carnatic? Now let me warn you beforehand that the biggest confusion in the names of these swaras in Hindustani and Carnatic is the word Shuddha. Shuddha is something different in Hindustani versus Carnatic. It is a completely different note. So let's check that out. Now Shuddha Re is R2 in Hindustani, but Shuddha Re is R1 in Carnatic, okay? Whereas Shuddha Ga is Ga2, which is Sa Ga. Okay, so Shuddha Ga will be Ga1. What? Wait, that's R2. What the hell is happening here? Let me save you some energy and give you all the names. So while you have Komal and Shuddha and Tivra in Hindustani, you have Shuddha, Chatushruti, Sadharana, Antara, Chatushruti, Shatshruti, Kaisiki, Kakali. There are so many names. The only note where the names align in both the systems is the Ma, the Madhyama. Shuddha Madhyama in Hindustani is the same as Shuddha Madhyama in Carnatic. If you're finding this information useful, make sure you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and switch on all notifications so that you keep getting updates of all my videos. Let's continue. So now let's look at some examples. The most amazing example that I can give you, which shows this comparison very clearly, is Jog versus Natai. Now Jog is a raga in Hindustani music and Natai is the raga in Carnatic music. They are not exactly the same, but they have incredible similarities and we'll understand the 12 note versus 16 note system a little better by comparing Jog and Natai. Now let's do the Arohan and Avrohan of Jog. Sa ga ma pa ni sa. Avrohan is sa ni pa ma ga sa. Sa ga ma pa ni sa ni pa ma ga sa. Now both the gas show up in the Avrohan. That is Jog. Now let's look at Natai. Sa re R3, which is the Komal ga. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. Dha 3 is again the Komal ni, okay, which doesn't show up in Jog. That is one difference. Pa dha ni sa. Avrohan sa ni pa ma re sa. So what happens in the Avrohan in Jog? Pa ma ga sa. That happens as a combination between the Arohan and Avrohan. You go up in the Arohan in Natai, sa re ga ma re sa. So that's why these two ragas sound very similar even though they are not exactly the same. So yeah, in essence, yes, the Shat Shruti Rishabham R3 in Carnatic is the same as the Komal Ga, but it is sung a little different. Same way with the Dha, the Shat Shruti Daivatam is the same as Komal Ni. Now explaining a little further, Jog is derived from the Kafi That, whereas Natai is derived from Chala Natai, which is a Melakarta. Now Chala Natai, the Aronam and Avronam is the same that you see here in the Aronam of Natai. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. That is Chalanatai. So you see, that is the precise reason why Carnatic music has 72 Melakartas, whereas Hindustani music has 10 thats. It's just a deeper way of classifying the ragas. It doesn't mean that these ragas, these sounds are not present in Hindustani music or any other music system around the world for that matter. It's just a matter of how frequently these sounds are used. Carnatic music seems to use these sounds a bit more frequently. Ragas like Chalanatai, Natai and its variants are very frequently heard in Carnatic music. I know what you're thinking. Jog is a common sound as well. I agree. So let me give you another example which will clearly remind you of South Indian music, and that will conclusively prove that there are some sounds which are more common in Carnatic than any other music system. Let's check that out. Another example, Raga number 1 in the Melakarta system. This is Raga Kanakangi. So the Aronam and Avronam is written right here. You see everything is 1 here. Re 1, Ga 1, Ma 1, Dha 1, Ni 1. Everything is 1. And the same way you come back. But remember, Ga 1 in Carnatic is the same as Re 2 in Hindustani, the Shuddha Re. And similarly, Ni 1 is the same as the Shuddha Dha in Hindustani music. So how would this go? Remember how we sang the Ga 1 with the Gamaka? Let's try and do that. Sa re ga ma pa pa dha ni sa. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. What does this remind me of? Ni sa ni sa ni sa sa ga ma ga re sa. Now I honestly do not know which Hindustani raga would come close to this feel. So if you are someone who knows it, please let me know in the comments. Now hopefully that put an end to your confusion. If you found this information useful, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Also, I have a beautiful beginner level course on Udemy, so definitely go check it out. I have put the link in the description. You can go check it out and sign up for that course. There are a lot of practice tips, there are a lot of practice patterns in multiple different ragas which will help you get started. It is ideally suited for people who are beginners or people who are resuming after a very long time. There's a lot of theory there as well, a lot of comparison between Western music and Indian music. I'm sure you will find it useful. Until next time, this is Karthik Sekran signing off.